They be thinking they're slick. He's my lawyer, who I paid the retainer for what he can get. My retainer is supposed to be to go up to $5,000 at $75 an hour. I already gave him $800. I told him I was going to bring him $200 more, right? That would be at $1,000. I'm supposed to be to take my retainer up to $5,000, right? In increments of $750, $250, whatever, how I divvy them to him for the retained hours, right? So we outlined the course of action. I came to his office. I asked him whatever documents he needed. I have. I keep a backpack with folders full of documents and everything I have for court. So I give him the things that he asked for. So now we're about 2 weeks later. I told him I was trying to get a certain date. I told him when I trained him, I don't expect him to win. I expect the judge to be disrespectful and antagonize me and to add some type of different stipulation. I told this to the man from the beginning, right? So now instead of turning the motion in Tuesday or Wednesday, it's now Thursday, and he didn't submit it. Now, he's asked me by email to submit it. I said, okay, yes, go ahead, all of that, right? I done fed him. He asked me, like, I had already did everything. He was like, can you get some letters of your parents? And I'm like, what the fuck? I need some letters about my parenting, right? But I go on, I get some people to write me some letters. So I send him some letters. I give him some letters, right? So then he tells me that everything is good, and then he's supposed to turn it in on a Wednesday. Then he doesn't. Then he comes to me on Thursday saying he spoke to the court clerk, right? And so he's like, yeah, they said that, could I voluntarily keep seeing a therapist? And I'm gonna tell you why this is some really shady shit. See, they know in the first place I shouldn't have never had to see any therapist because nothing was wrong. I have a clear letter from a therapist saying that I shouldn't have to see the therapist because nothing was wrong. And that the only reason that I was down and frustrated because I had been through a long, frustrating court case where it didn't seem like reality was being followed because the facts weren't being used, and that the separation of my kids was causing me a lot of grief with the grief that I already had from the losses of people in my family, my grandparents, my aunt, my sister having cancer, etc. But the problem here is that by telling me to voluntarily do something beyond the stipulations that are already wrote down, you confirm what I said when I said all they're gonna do is try to find something different for me to do after what they wrote down, So now when my lawyer is telling me, hey, go in there and kiss the judge's ass, and you're too arrogant, and oh, why did I take the case? Because you know why? Because what I'm showing is how rigged this dynamic is, how everybody's playing a part, and how it's this endless game of lies and chasing your tail. See, you already stole my kids. I don't really have much to lose anyways. So it's not like I'm afraid of nothing in particular in this dynamic or anything else. But what I am going to show is the liars and the thieves and the crooks that all of you are. See, he went to court and spoke to somebody today who gave him a new stipulation because I meet the stipulations. Every time I can meet the standard, there's a new standard. So when I say, oh, I'm not getting fair treatment, then all you got to do is just explain why every time there's a written rule, it doesn't apply. A written process, it doesn't apply. A normal procedure, it doesn't apply. And then the inference that I'm crazy because I document everything because we try to make it where my word doesn't count. And that's the beauty because I'm doing things that I can track and I can put it in the world. I'm somewhere right now with a guy working on trying to put together all this video evidence I have to put into the world because all this deceit. I'm getting a text message from my guy telling me, in the world it's evil. So it's going to be deceit. You understand? I understand that because evil is the most powerful thing. People don't think that, but the results show. Evil is consistent. Goodness is not consistent. But it's cool, Evidence is reality. And we can never escape the fact that I got evidence, firm evidence of everything I say. It don't matter if you try to avoid the evidence or not, because it's going to make it to the light. I'm going to make sure it makes it to the light, no matter what.